here we are ready for the Cancer full moon. Make sure I'm getting it around the right way. So yes, we have the Cancer full moon that is happening on the 30th. So what's that, tomorrow? It's going to be at 3:28 a.m. in the UK, but 2:28 p.m. Sydney time. So you guys over in Australia actually get this during the day, which is always nice to do a bit of a ceremony if that's what you're going to do. Now, 2020 actually kicked off with a full moon in Cancer, which I think is pretty cool, and it was an eclipse. So that had some super big energy. I mean, I actually very much remember feeling that Cancerian energy at the beginning of the year. So we started the year with a Cancer full moon, and we are ending the year with a Cancer full moon. So it's definitely a little bit less potent, but still we will definitely feel some effects. Now, being a Cancer moon, which means it is a watery moon, we have another emotional full moon, and I swear to God, I feel like I say that so much lately. But this full moon, whilst emotional, should be nourishing. It's not the same as the Scorpio new moon we had recently, which is like all about death and rebirth, and it's quite polarizing. The Cancer full moon actually is about home and family, so yeah, it's definitely a little bit more nourishing than some other water moons that we have. But that doesn't make it less intense, because let's face it, themes of family and home can definitely still be quite emotional, especially at this time of year, especially with everything that's been going on this year. So this full moon may bring up a little bit of extra emotion around these topics. So yeah, be prepared for that one. And remember, you can't think your way out of emotions. You can't ignore them either. You really just have to feel your emotions. Now, if you struggle with this, struggle with feeling your emotions, find a really healthy outlet to be able to express them. So some people like journaling and writing them down. It really helps them sort of organize it. So where they might be starting to overthink it, if they're writing it down, it helps become a little bit clearer. Or find someone that you really trust and who will honor what you say to them, because that can be a really nice way to get your emotions out too. And I can tell you that whilst when you're in the feeling of the emotions, it can be a little bit messy. Once you've released them, I can guarantee you it feels absolutely cleansing. I mean, that has been my year in a nutshell. Now, full moons, we use them to release. So our full moon is all about releasing anything that we no longer need and no longer serves us. So this is a water moon. So literally, wash everything away that you've been carrying this year. Stand under a shower and just let it go over you. Get in the ocean if you can. I know some of us might be in a little bit too cold of an area to be doing that or away from that, so that's fine, but a bath is exactly the same. Just really getting some water, even sit next to some water would be really nice, and just basically anything that is weighing you down emotionally, just really let it wash away. Now, like I said, this full moon is actually a Cancer full moon, so very much a focus of home, but actually Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it feels like it's at home, which is why this full moon is probably not going to be as intense as some other water moons. And also think about what actually makes you feel at home and not just the physical place at home. So where do you, inside, actually where do you feel at home? What makes you feel really safe and secure? And I know this has been a huge focus this year, because our definition of home and what makes us feel safe and secure has definitely been rocked for a lot of people. And we've really had to reevaluate where that safety and security can come from. So yeah, obviously sometimes this can be material things, but often it is that feeling that deep inside us. And we all have it here. So no matter what is going on around us, that access to our safety, to our security, to our love, it really is right here in our hearts, and we just have to be able to tap into that. So this full moon is reminding us to really remember that and think about that. Now, Chiron, which is our wounded healer, wounded healer, it's known as our wounded healer, is quite active during this full moon. So this full moon may highlight areas in your life where you've been like pushing or trying too hard. You might have been overextending yourself in certain areas, so they might actually be highlighted during this full moon, and that is perfectly fine. Look at those areas and find out where you might need to release any insecurities that are coming up in these areas. Remember, full moon's about releases. We're ending the year that was 2020. Like, let all of that stuff just wash away and go. So yes, use this full moon. Get rid of anything that you do not want to take into 2021. It's such a beautiful timed full moon ready for the start of 2021, and really just like let it wash away. Even visualize waves crashing and carrying it all the way back out to the depths of the ocean, and your path to 21, your path home, will be shining bright under this full moon. So yeah, this is a lovely one, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a much needed, beautiful way to end 2021, I think. Have a good one, guys.